Ophelia is a character whose death is constantly reimagined. Various painters, photographers, actresses and directors have all taken a stab at portraying one of the most beautiful suicides in the history of art and literature. Driven mad and killed off, leaving productions of Hamlet to flounder, I think, without her compelling character. In Hamlet, Ophelia has been read by many as a plot device and pawn between the various men who claim ownership over her. She is Polonius's daughter, Lear's sister, and Hamlet's lover, her identity in the play relying solely on these associations. Queen Gertrude, besides, she is the only female character in Hamlet, and she is without a mother or any sort of female community or history to rely on. Her brother, father, and lover use her as a means to an end. With her father dead, her brother out of the picture, and betrayed by her lover, Ophelia's descent into madness is often analyzed as her reaction to her loss of identity through the demise and betrayal of her male manipulators. Diagnosing women with hysteria became a way to other them, quarantine them, and use them. Relationships of complicated power dynamics developed between the hysterical women and the men who so desperately wanted to study them. They played out hysterical fits for cameras, and allowed themselves to be studied, in exchange for preferential treatment in a place described as a feminine inferno too. In this way, hysteria can begin to be read also as an escape, to be completely removed from the obligations and expectations of patriarchy on the normal woman. The open-ended diagnosis of hysteria would have probably led to one's internment in a hospital, such as the Salpêtrière, but also provided an extrication from the shackles of marriage, children, and the seemingly relentless forces of compulsory heterosexuality. Power as in was withheld from women and others labeled deviant by dominant ideologies surrounding race, gender, and sexuality. Those labeled hysterics by the 19th and early 20th century discourses on psychiatry and psychotherapy, their diagnosis tried to use as much as it used them, a means to gain a conditional and somewhat compromised power. Certificate 2023 inches is the first in a series of drawings recreating documents surrounding my father's life and death. The circumstances around his death are hazy, and since I died alone, it was not until the release of his death certificate that the causes of his death became known. My father lived hours away at the time of his death, and because of the distance, as well as the distance between my mother, sisters, and myself, his death became mediated through phone conversations. The release of his official death certificate, as official, impersonal, and cold as it was, became the closest could any of us get to understanding how and why my father died, long before I wanted to be a visual artist. I wanted to be a writer. I kept journals through most of my childhood, eventually destroying them all as a teenager. I lost the will I had to document my life. I did. However, it retained my devotion to reading. Being perpetually shy, books became not only my friends.
Butta waito entera no te reality. As uno entere digas chol. Uno vegan to realiste el lenguaje visual artu asawajinu y chuno koul vegin totel te story uno. Agnot enable to inwards. When uno entered college and accessed the privilege of higher education. The responsibility uno acto de images uno created changed. Uno utilized mi education to study feminist and queer theory as well as art history in school. And used this as building blocks into research on trauma studies. Eso es you. With a wedding?
The only time I've ever tried to dance at Paradise. My femme presentation caused the bouncer to scan me up and down with their flashlight, stopping at my floral print platform shoes and declaring them unfit for entrance. To Maggie, May 20th, 2013, A Ballad of Sisterly Love.
Six married murderers is at the Cook County Jail in their rendition of The Cell Block Tale.
So I came home this one day and I'm really irritated and I'm looking for a little bit of sympathy. And there's Bernie lying on the couch, drinking a beer and chewing. No, not chewing. Coughing. So I said to him, you cough that gun one more time. And he did. So I took the shotgun off the wall and I fired 2 warning shots into his head. He had it coming.